going to be a lovely evening of some fine music and good times. I'm Don Richmond. I'm one of the board members of Society Hall, and I live under the stage. So it's like I just come up, and they can't get rid of me. It's my pleasure and honor to play with some of the folks that come through that are friends of mine, and that maybe I worked with on some recordings or whatever, which is certainly the case for tonight. But wanted to make a couple of announcements about some upcoming shows. On April 2nd, a group from Santa Fe called the Hoth Brothers are going to be here. They're kind of new acoustic-y singer-songwriter. I don't know, it's cool stuff. Boris McCutcheon is one of the main guys in it, and he's been a long time fixture around the Santa Fe area, and they're getting ready to go tour Europe for a month after they play here. So they got some cool things happening. I'm looking forward to them being here. And then band we've been hearing a bunch of great stuff about called the Rough and Tumble is going to be here on April 8th. April 14th and 16th, 2/16th, SLV Theater Company will be doing a production here. And April 22nd, the Soul Boys, which is Ruben Dominguez, who played here not long ago with his aunt. Yeah, that's his kind of pop rock band and Spanish a variety band basically. But they're excellent as well. And then May 6th, one that is dear to my heart, Eliza Gilkison with the Rifters will be here doing their CD release show, which actually we're doing this weekend down in Taos and Santa Fe. So we'll actually be practiced. We'll know what we're doing by. No, it's going to be a fine show. May 20th, Dana Cooper, another one of my favorites. Anyway, it goes on and on. You can check it all out at the Society Hall website, and we love having these acts and these artists come through town, and it's a pleasure to be able to share them with you all. And we so appreciate you supporting the artists and the hall here, because we sure can't do it without you. Tonight, a good friend that we've been talking about getting him up here for a few years now, and I'm so glad that it finally happened. And honored to have been able to help with Jim's latest CD that we recorded some tracks on it at my studio, and then some of it was done down in Santa Fe as well. And he's also a member of award-winning Western trio called the Cowboy Way. But Jim has won just this whole big list of awards, seemingly every award you can win in Western music, it looks like to me, but I don't know. A bunch of them, and all well-deserved. He's also a very successful Western author, and I know he's got some of his books back there. But anyway, it's going to be a great night. Would you please welcome Mr. Jim Jones.
Well, thanks, Don, and thanks to all of you for coming out. I really appreciate it. That was a really nice introduction. The thing about the awards is if you just live long enough, it's like they feel compelled to give you stuff, and so it's all about perseverance and survival. And I was also going to say the words successful and author are rarely used in the same sentence, but it's a nice idea. I like that. So,
yeah.
If you're gonna ride the river, son, don't do it on your own. There's dangers in that crossing you don't want to face alone. Sometimes the water's peaceful, sometimes the current's strong. Sometimes the crossing's easy, sometimes it all goes wrong. when the bottom turns to shifting sand. We all need someone to lend a helping hand. When we ride the river, when we ride that river, when we ride the river. Well, a cowboy needs a stout horse on a cattle drive. A few good compadres are riding by his side. Someone that you can count on to always have your back and keep those doggies moving along the winding track. Every time you cross a herd, you'll understand that it takes more than a single man to ride the river, to ride the river, to ride the river. No matter where we roam, out here no one rides alone. We all see our brothers home. When we ride the river, when we ride that river, when we ride the river, when we ride the river, when we ride that river.
Thank you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, we're awake now. So in case we have anybody has logged in on Facebook, welcome. We appreciate you being here. Try to hold it down. So this next song is one I wrote with my good friend Deanna McCall. She's a wonderful poet and a prose writer, and she's started writing songs with all of us and helping us out. Her husband also added a line to this song. It's kind of like Glenn Fry in Take It Easy. It's not a lot, but it really makes a difference. So I gave him $33 in royalties, I think, and said, don't spend it all in one place. But this is sort of the latest really nice thing that's happened in the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City, which is sort of known as the Cowboy Hall of Fame. Every year they give the Wrangler Western Heritage Awards, and we got it for this song, for the Western Song of the Year. So we're going up. Deanna calls it the Oscars in OKC.
The what?
The Oscars in OKC. We're going to go dress up and if it's actually costing me a lot of money, I'm not sure if I can afford this kind of honor very often, but anyway, and it's all because of this song.
Old horses and old men riding the changes that blow on the wind, wishing they could do it all over again. Old horses and old men dreaming of golden days from the past, a proud way of life that just couldn't last. They gave their all time and again. Old horses and old men, old horses, old men, set in their ways, remembering the thrill of those bygone days. Old horses, old men, ride out again, raring to start, but near in the end. Oh, the rowdy and the rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. They saddle up before daylight, a little bit stiff, but still full of fight. They come riding home around twilight, old horses and old men. Time's moving on, they can't deny that. Life is a changing, yet they live in the past. Heroes with saddles and cowboy hats, old horses and old men. Old horses, old men, set in their ways, remembering the thrill of those bygone days. Old horses, old men, ride out again, raring to start, but near in the end. Oh, the rowdy and the rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. Then the old horse and the old man, they slowly wake. They're watching from over the top of the gate. Lifetime's gone by, now this is their fate. Old horses and old men. Remembering the old days, the things that they've seen. Even old horses and old men can dream of a time when proud men and horses were king. Old horses and old men. Old horses, old men, saddle up once more, biding their time, but they're ready for war. Old horses, old men, ride out again. They're raring to start, but they're nearing the end. Oh, the rowdy and the rambling tales they could spin. Old horses and old men. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this next one's one that I wrote with my buddy Alan Chapman. Alan is he's a reformed Nashville songwriter. He was there at the same time Guy Clark and Towns and all those folks were, and he survived it. And he went on back to Texas before they stole his soul in Nashville. And we're glad he did, but this is called From the Cradle to the Grave.
From the cradle to the grave, in the blink of an eye, you look away in time, it moves so fast. You can miss amazing moments as they go streaming by. You never notice them till they've already passed. Like raindrops on your face, the splendor of the sky, a child's laugh, a hard job well done. A good pony underneath you, your old dog's familiar whine, your first kiss, your lover's favorite song. From the cradle to the grave, never fails to say I love you. Be thankful for the gifts that you receive. The magic of those moments makes the memories that you say. It makes the journey worth the taking, from the cradle to the grave. Baby shoes to rocking chairs, enjoy the ride, but don't forget it's once around the block, no excuses, no regrets. From the cradle to the grave, never fail to say I love you. Be thankful for the gifts that you receive. The magic of those moments makes the memories that you save. It makes the journey worth the taking from the cradle to the grave. From the cradle to the grave, never fail to say I love you. Be thankful for those gifts that you receive. The magic of those moments makes the memories that you save. It makes the journey worth the taking from the cradle to the grave. It makes the journey worth the taking from the cradle to the grave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I got a good friend that I haven't seen in a long, long time, and she's here. We know each other from way, way back in Dallas. Let's just say we started in the 80s. We may have known each other in the 70s, but I know we knew each other in the 80s and the early 90s. And her name is Jenny Mansfield Peel. She was Jenny Mansfield at the time. She's one of my favorite songwriters. I recorded her first album for, and it's got the spookiest song on there about the two sisters. I still have nightmares about that song. And you seem like such a nice person. It's like a murder ballad but anyway, it's so good to have you here. And this song goes back probably about that far. I don't know if you ever heard me play this or not, but it's a song that it's about cattle rustling. Which I only know about through the internet. I researched it, and so if you're missing any cows, I didn't take them. But if you want to learn how to rustle cattle, pay attention. It's kind of like a tutorial. But the thing about this song is, I wrote it a long time ago, and people seem to enjoy it, and I would play it, and they'd get a good response, and at some point, I remember I was driving up to Colorado, in fact, and it was, I don't know, probably early 2000s, and I was thinking, man, I've never written a book. That would make a good book. How hard could that be? Well, it turns out it's really hard. I figured this out. My average number of words per song is probably about 400, and my average length of novel is 80,000 plus words. That's 400 songs that you have to write just to write one lousy book. And so this is my sales pitch to get you to buy my book. Please, I put 80,000 words in that sucker, so. No, anyway, this is a song about how to steal cattle, if you're inclined in that direction.
The first time I saw him, he was standing on a hill, looking 10 times larger than life. Well, I can't erase the image, I guess I never will. After all the years, it cuts just like a knife. But he said, howdy, cowboy, now ain't you mighty young to travel down the road to rage and ruin? If you got the notion and if you got a gun, We ride tonight by the light of the Rustlers Moon. He said an outlaw never travels when the moon is full and bright. The posse on your trail is hard to shake. If you travel with the new moon, you travel without light, and your horse won't make it far if his leg breaks. The quarter moon's the answer, the old man's on your side. The time to seize the night is coming soon. So saddle up those horses, it's time for us to ride and try our luck by the light of the Rustlers Moon. 'Cause we ride at night by the light of the Rustlers Moon, shining through our souls. We live or die underneath the sky by the light of the Rustlers Moon, the Rustlers Moon. 2 years we rode together with me staring at his back. By moonlight it was all I could see. And out there on the dusty trail I think that I lost track. I wondered what was him and what was me. Time was when I swear I would have followed him to hell to fight the devil's minions in the gloom. I never could see clear enough to break his magic spell by the light of the Rustlers Moon. But finally the sun rose, the saw the light of day. I thanked the Lord I hadn't gone too far. No more quarter moon for me, I had to find my way by the light of a shining silver star. For though we went our separate ways, we vowed to meet again. Deep inside our hearts we both knew the lawman and the outlaw, it's down to me or him in the light of the Rustlers Moon. 'Cause we ride at night by the light of the Rustlers Moon, shining through our souls. We live or die underneath the sky by the light of the Rustlers Moon, the Rustlers Moon. The last time I saw him, he was standing on a hill, looking 10 times larger than life. Well, I can't erase the image, guess I never will. After all the years, it cuts just like a knife. And he said, "Howdy, cowboy, your pony sure can run. I never thought I'd see you quite so soon. Well, if you plan to catch me, I hope you brought your gun, and I hope that you can aim by the light of the moon. 'Cause we ride tonight by the light of the Rustlers Moon, shining through our souls. We live or die underneath the sky by the light of the Rustlers Moon, the Rustlers Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you get caught, do not blame me, because I just gave you some tips, that's all. This next song is one I wrote with my friend Andy Renfrey. She and her husband Ren live in Nashville now. They've been there for probably 5 years, and I met them when they were in Houston. And this is the first song that I wrote after the pandemic started, and it was inspired, if that's a word that would even apply to this particular song. It was March of 2020, and the Cowboy Way that Don had mentioned, we had 2 gigs, one up in northern Arizona and one in Eureka, Nevada, at the Opera House. Eureka, yeah. Don't ask me what opera we did, but we didn't. But so we decided we're going to do these because they just shut New Mexico down, but we snuck out, and so we go up and we play these performances, and then we're heading back. And one thing I found out while I was on the road was that I'd done a concert the Sunday right before they shut down New Mexico, and the two first cases in New Mexico were people that were at my concert. What are the odds? And there weren't even that many damn people at the concert, so it's not like there were 10,000 people, and of course, no, man. And so we didn't know what that meant at that time, and so we were pretty worried. And so the other thing is that I have a 2012 Ford Escape with 350,000 miles on it, and it's a road warrior. It probably only had 325 at that point, but still. And so Mariam is the German guy in our group, and all I can say is he is very German. I mean, if he were American, we'd just call him anal, but we call him German because he has an accent. And so he didn't want to take my car. He had a brand new truck. So we took his brand new truck, which then proceeded to break down on the side of the road, right on I-70. We were headed from Moab, headed home. And so we're stuck there. And so we wind up, it was a real challenge to get towed and get a ride and get help to get home and everything. We worked it all out, but it was just such a weird experience right then, not knowing if the world was going to end or if I'd ever get home again or whatever. And Andy said, "You should write a song about that. I'll help you." and so we did this over Zoom, and I was kind of like talking to my therapist, but I can't afford one because I'm a musician. But Andy didn't charge me for it, and so it was great. And so I felt a lot better after writing this song. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but I feel better. It's just like a therapy song. So please, have some compassion. Anyway, it's called Hours and Miles Away from Home.
Old Murphy's Law chose to appear just when I shifted into second gear. Last thing I needed was to break down here, miles away from home. Caught a ride to the nearest town, got a $40 room in the bedded down. Funny how different the highway sounds miles away from home. So hard when I'm not where I should be, so far from where my heart feels complete. Like a drifter in the wilderness, lost and all alone, many hours and miles away from home. Well, I'm not the first to toss and turn. Every soul is bound to yearn and suffer the pain of that homesick burn, miles away from home. By Durango, I'll be halfway there to my own true love and the life we share. Southbound riding on the wing of prayer, miles away from home. So hard when I'm not where I should be, so far from where my heart feels complete. Like a drifter in the wilderness, lost and all alone, many hours and miles away from home. So hard when I'm not where I should be, so far from where my heart feels complete. Like a drifter in the wilderness, lost and all alone, many hours and miles away from home. Many hours and miles away from home.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but I feel better. So Jenny and I were both in Irish bands back in Dallas, and different ones.
Way back in the last century.
I was 7 and she was 4, I think. That's right, right? So that's our story. But we played a lot of Irish music. I toured in Ireland, I guess, 4 different times, and I always felt a connection there. And I did, my son bought me a Ancestry.com thing for Christmas or something a few years ago, and so I did that. And I know a lot of people, you know, they're kind of like our dog, they're mutts. I mean, they come from all over. Mine was real solid. It was Scotland, Ireland. I mean, that was real crystal clear. And I'd always sort of heard that from my family. But my mother never let the truth get in the way of a good story, so, you know, who knew if it was true? But according to Ancestry.com, it was true. So I love the Irish, and I love the Irish music. But had a chance to go to Scotland, and it was entirely based on the strength of this song that I wrote just so we could have the opportunity to go to Scotland. I thought, well, we should write a good Scottish cowboy song. We'll go to Scotland, and we did. But I felt like I'd really come home. And this is a compilation of true stories about the Scottish drovers that starting in the mid-1700s and all the way through the end of the 1800s, they had a thing called the clearances, and they basically ran all the people out of the Highlands of Scotland because they had other uses for it, they being people with a whole lot more money. And the drovers, a lot of them went to New Zealand and into Australia or Canada, but a bunch of them came to America and went out west. And they were tough because they brought those cattle down, those little wee hairy coos from the Highlands. They bring them down from the very top of Scotland all the way down into the English markets. And so they knew what they were doing. They just had to learn to ride horses. So this is the story of a Scottish drover. I didn't write the first and last part, which you'll recognize. I just don't want to take credit where it's not due. Do you want to play the instrumental part with it?
What's that?
There's an instrumental part with the intro, but if you don't want to, it's okay.
Well, I'll play along. I can't remember how it goes, but
Well, okay.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before thee. Me and the true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Born in the Highlands, the cattle kept us fed. As a wee lad, I came to be a drover. Underneath the stars, that's where I made my bed, living on black pudding with the whiskey chaser. Well, I fought the reavers as we drove the herd from Skye across those wild narrows of Cradle. Survive potato famine, but the clearance by and by sent me packing across that wide Atlantic Sea. So you take the high road, you can take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, for I'm headed out west, keep Loch Lomond and the rest. Fare thee well, it's a cowboy I will be. I came to America, made my way out west through St. Louis and all the way to Denver. I learned to rope and ride, I conquered every test. Now we're driving a herd up to Montana. We crossed the swollen rivers, lost a man to a stampede, but I was free and that kept me smiling. They called the reivers rustlers here, but they'll frighten me. I'm the fine Scottish lad from the Highlands. So you take the high road, you take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, for I'm headed out west, keep Black Lomond and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. I miss my ma, I miss my sweet Eileen, I miss the heather in the Highlands. It's lonely in the west, the weather's hard and mean, and this cowboy life I'm living's mighty trying. But I'm Angus MacDonald, come from hardy Highland stock, and I swore I'd never take the knee. I'm never may at Days of Comin Scotland once again. By God, it's a cowboy I will be. So you take the high road, you take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, for I'm headed out west, keep Black Lomond and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. So you take the high road, you take the low road too. You'll be in Scotland before me, for I'm headed out west, keep Black Lomond and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. I'm headed out west, keep Black Lomond and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. So you tack the high road and I'll tack the low road. I'll be in Scotland before.
Yeah.
I usually take a nap after that, but so really when I wrote that song, I was thinking I want to identify it as a Scottish song, and so if I start it and end it with the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, which mentions Scotland prominently, that would identify it. And I can't tell you how many people come up and say, play that song about the Irish cowboy. And I say, you mean the one from Scotland? He said, yeah, that one. But what I didn't realize is we didn't realize that the Cowboy Way went over there. We got to play a great big festival and everything, but that's like the unofficial national anthem of Scotland. And it's basically after the Battle of Culloden in 1876, the survivors, the prisoners, they marched them south out of the Highlands into England and gave them a mock trial and hung them. And their families walked behind that. They followed them down. And so when that was done, the live people took the high road, and the ghosts went the low road back to the Highlands. So that's what, and so they go crazy when you hear that song. They just start singing and dancing, and we were like, cool.
Wow, that is cool.
Who knew? Well, I get a chance to sing this song in Colorado every so often, and I'm always happy to do it because it's called Colorado Calling.
I saw her timeless beauty through the prism of my youth. Lofty peaks where eagles soared, a fundamental truth, a vision of forever, a voice that spoke of home. Carved in wood and stone, and I heard Colorado calling. I heard Colorado calling. But the young are full of light and fancy, always moving on. Something shiny caught my eye, I was up and gone. Years go by, the pages turn, you wander and you roam. Then from the past you hear a voice calling you home. And now I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. Like some old stalwart sentinel, I hear those Rockies call. A stronghold of peace and truth, standing proud and tall. So if it's time to draw a line, well, it's here I'll stand or fall. 'Cause I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. Now my heart is torn between the old West and the new. It's time to make a change. I don't know what I should do. The world is shifting swiftly. There is no solid ground. Shadows of uncertainty, a strident siren sound. But I hear Colorado calling. Colorado calling. Well, there is no sanctuary when the wolf is at your door. When truth and love and honor don't seem to matter anymore. Age and wisdom has shown me all the things I can't control. I can choose the final place to defend my heart and soul. And now I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. Like some old stalwart sentinel, I hear those Rockies call. A stronghold of peace and truth, standing proud and tall. So if it's time to draw a line, well, it's here I'll stand or fall. 'Cause I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. I hear Colorado calling. Thank you.
Yeah, mighty fine.
Well, this song is the title song of my most recent album, and Don very modestly says he plays on some tracks. Don played on every song and sang all the harmonies. He played 11 different instruments. I finally said, Don, don't play any more instruments. You're just showing off. It was amazing. And basically, he said, what do you want me to do? And I said, I want you to be Don Richmond. And he was. And so, if you like it, it's Don's fault. And if you don't like it, it's my fault. But we hope you get it and try it. But,
It's a good record. Real fun.
the title song is called Good Days Are Comin', and and I'm from Texas, and so the ing at the end of a word, the G is silent. We know that, but sometimes when you're in other states, you have to explain that. But so it was the last song that I wrote to go on this album, and I had just gotten my second vaccination, and I was feeling really optimistic. And I wrote the song, and then I thought, I don't know, because I don't feel that way every day. I don't even feel that way from moment to moment. Sometimes I'm feeling like this'll work, and we'll get this together. And other times I think, oh, we're doomed. I don't know. So I've sort of like everybody, I've gone up and down, but I try to choose to be optimistic, and that's really what this song is. It's a way to look at things if you want to be optimistic. It's called Good Days Are Comin'.
Good days are coming, they're on their way. Good days are coming soon. Calves are a-dropping, tree buds are-popping, wildflowers are in bloom. We had a dark, dreary winter, dismal and cold, rainy and skies were gray. Now clouds they're a-parting, blue like the starting, spring is on her way. For too long life was gloomy, ominous and bleak, we almost gave in to fear. But through all the stormy weather, we made it through together, and now good days are here. Good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our soul. Good days are coming soon. Good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our soul. Good days are coming soon. There were voices of evil, so many angry people spreading fear and hate. But we came to our senses, we mended our fences before it was too late. Now good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our soul. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our soul. Good days are coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Amen to that.
Some pretty fair picking you're doing there, Mr. Richmond.
Well, thank you, sir.
This is a love song. So it should be in tune. Ooh, all right. So I didn't know what he was going to play. He played so many instruments. And I got here, and then he broke it to me that he wasn't going to be able to play all of them at the same time. I dealt with my disappointment on that, though. So I said, you pick whichever one you want to use, and that'll be fine.
I could have been a cowboy right across the plains. Get me a horse, a fancy saddle, and sleep out on the range. 'Cause a cowboy's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. Well, I was gonna be a cowboy till I laid my eyes on you. I might have been a pirate, sail upon the sea, smell the salt in the air, feel the wind at my back, and know what it means to be free. 'Cause a pirate's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. Well, I was gonna be a pirate till I laid my eyes on you. When I looked into your big brown eyes, I knew where I needed to be. 'Cause everything's okay in this old world when you're here with me. A life all alone, there's no kind of life. Now I know that it's true. I bless the day you looked my way and I laid my eyes on you. I should have been a spaceman and glide among the stars, explore new worlds, then spend my nights in intergalactic bars. 'Cause a spaceman's life, that's a mighty fine life. It's all I wanted to do. Well, I was gonna be a spaceman till I laid my eyes on you. When I looked into your big brown eyes, I knew where I needed to be. 'Cause everything's okay in this old world when you're here with me. A life all alone is no kind of life. Now I know that it's true. I bless the day you looked my way and I laid my eyes on you. Well, I was gonna be a cowboy till I laid my eyes on you.
Thank you. This is a song by a great Texas songwriter, Mickey Newberry, and I guess it's a love song too, just a love went way wrong song. But I'm going to sing the first chorus, then I'll do a little lead break before you start doing your stuff, so I don't have to follow you.
Absolutely. And I believe we're going to take a little break after this one, and we can all get some cookies and wine and stuff like that. And,
They're healthy cookies and healthy wine, right?
well, of course.
Of course, okay. Just checking because I know they're interested in that. So.
Every time it rains, Lord, I run to my window. All I do is wring my hands and moan. Listen to the thunder roll and I hear that lonesome wind blow. But tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? You been gone so long. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Wolf is scratching at my door, Lord, I can hear that lonesome wind moan. But tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Somebody said they seen you was rolling up to Reno with a big old boy from San Antonio. They tell me I'm a fool to pine for you, but what do they know? But tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? You been gone so long. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Wolf is scratching at my door, Lord, I can hear that lonesome wind blowing. Oh, tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Put your hands together for Don Richmond. Ain't nothing left to do. Oh, I guess I'll go get stoned. Let the past paint pictures in my head. I'm gonna drink me a fifth of Thunderbird. I'm gonna write myself a sad song. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? You been gone so long. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? The wolf is scratching at my door, Lord, I can hear that lonesome wind blowing. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? You been gone so doggone long. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? The wolf is scratching at the door, Lord, I can hear that lonesome wind blowing. Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, now why you been gone so long? Tell me, baby, why you been gone so long? Thank you.
Oh yeah, Jim Jones, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I think we're going to take a little break, and Jim's got a bunch of CDs and a bunch of books out there too. If you want to take a little Western heritage, Western stories home with you, Western music, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for another set. I think we're even going to do a little bit more of that Irishy stuff, you know, if I'm not mistaken, just because it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, we'll be back. Stick around.
We're back. Thank you. So I really wasn't fishing for applause. I was just warning you that we're back. So this is an instrumental song, and we did it on my album. And I did it because Don is such an amazing musician, and I mentioned my German friend Mariam, who is also an amazing musician. And I thought, well, here's an opportunity to kind of coattail these guys and do a great song. And so through the miracle of modern technology on my part, and I won't tell you, I'll just tell you, my story is I did this in one take, and that's my story. But it's those of you who are old enough will remember this as the theme to the Popeye cartoons. It's also known as Sailor's Hornpipe, and after tonight it may become Sailor's Train Wreck. We'll see.
All right, we survived.
That could have gone a whole lot worse.
Let's see what I'm going to play on this.
So yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and I thought I'd do a few Irish songs in honor of that. Most Irish songs, and you know this, are about drinking, fighting, or leaving. This song is about all three. It was written by a great, great Irish folk singer-songwriter by the name of Ralph McTell. And it's about some Irish lads that came across the pond and they're missing home. It's called Clear to Hear.
There's four who share the room. We work hard for the grass. Getting up late on the Sunday morning, never get to Mass. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. Well, it's a long, long way. It gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. When Friday night it rolls around, I'm only into fighting. And Ma could use a letter home, I'm too tired for writing. But it's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way it gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. And the only time that I feel all right is when I'm into drinking. It eases off the pain a bit and it levels out me thinking. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. And it's a long, long way, it gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It almost breaks me heart when I think of my Colleen. Told her I'd be coming back with pockets full of green. But it's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. Well, it's a long, long way, it gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. I dreamed I heard the pipers playing, maybe it's a notion. Dreamed I saw white horses dancing on the bitter ocean. But it's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, it gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. Well, it's a long, long way, it gets farther day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here.
Oh yeah, pretty song, pretty song. And let's see, what else do those Irish people do? Drink whiskey, right?
Yeah, drink, fight, and leave. This is primarily about drinking. Yes, if you got one, drink one, you know. So I happen to like Irish whiskey a lot, and it's kind of started when I first toured in Ireland, and we learned about Jameson and Bushmills. There's sort of the camps, Jameson's and Bushmill. And I could talk for quite a while about single grains and single malts and pot stills, because if you're going to do something, you might as well do it right, you know. And but the difference is that the Jameson camp is a little sweeter, and Bushmills and that camp, which are single malts, are more like Scotch. But all of them fall under the title We're going to be in D. Join in under the title of Nancy Whiskey. So that's what this song is.
Whiskey, whiskey, it's Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. I am a weaver, a Carlton weaver. I am a rake and a rambling blade. I got gold and silver in me pockets. Think I follow the road and trade, and it's whiskey, whiskey is Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, ho. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. As I walked out on Dublin City, Nancy Whiskey, well, I chanced to smell. Walked into the tavern and I sat down beside her. 7 long years of love to well, and it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, well, the more she smiled. I soon forgot me dear mother's teachings. Nancy had me so beguiled, and it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. Come all ye weavers, ye Carlton weavers. Come all ye weavers, where'er ye be. You'd best take heed of old Nancy Whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined it Don. And it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. Shh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. And it's whiskey, whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, well, it's Nancy, oh. Whiskey is the devil and the devil is Nancy. Well, it's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. It's Nancy Whiskey wherever I go. It's Nancy Whiskey wherever I may go.
Ah, yes.
Been a great meme going around on Facebook. It says, St. Patrick's Day, when everybody's Irish, except for the Scottish, they're still Scottish. And feel pretty strongly about it. So in October of 2020, Susan and I went to a wedding in Texas with a great deal of concern because of the pandemic, but we went anyway because it was people that were near and dear to us, and we survived it. And on the way back, we stopped just south of Amarillo, Texas, and Susan had never been to the Palo Duro Canyon, and it's a magical place. And we were ready for some magic at that point. You know, it was the stronghold of the Comanches for many hundreds of years, and Charlie Goodnight's J.A. Ranch was in that area, and but for thousands and thousands of years, that canyon has been there. And so we were walking around, and I was looking at all the formations and stuff, and it occurred to me that they were here long before any of us were, and will be long after we're gone, and we're just kind of little specks. And it helped to kind of get that in perspective. You could certainly do that around here too, in fact, walk around and realize where we really fit in the universe. And so the song idea really started. I started thinking of the lyrics while we were walking around. And it's called This Too Shall Pass.
You watch the storm clouds gather, feel the tension in the air. Angry, churning conflict is more than you can bear. Noise, relentless noise, grating on your nerves. Constant strident turmoil, an avalanche of words, and you wonder, will this ever pass? We're frozen by adversity, don't know who we can trust. Endure it if you can, fight back if you must. But it won't last forever, we've seen such times before. Like the ocean that ebbs and flows, returning to the shore. Remember, this too shall pass. Trust that there's a meaning we may not understand. Trust that all the answers are living in the land. You can see it in the rivers, you can feel it on the wind. Truth flows on forever, the spirit never ends. You can hear it on the mountains and in every blade of grass. This too shall pass. We're not the first to suffer through dark, uncertain times. Pray we persevere and come out the other side. Pray we love our brother, pray we love our sister too. Don't forget the bond of friendship that connects me and you. And remember, this too shall pass. Trust that there's a meaning we may not understand. Trust that all the answers are living in the land. You can see it in the rivers, you can feel it on the wind. Truth flows on forever, the spirit never ends. You can hear it on the mountains and in every blade of grass. This too shall pass. You can hear it on the mountains and in every blade of grass. This too shall pass.
Thank you. So that song is a real dark minor progression, but it's intended to be a real hopeful song. This song is kind of light and cheerful, and it's really kind of dark. This is my Facebook song. This is the moment, I wrote this song right after the moment I realized I either got to learn how to recognize in the first two words what posts I don't want to read and skip them, or just get off Facebook, because I was spending all my time tied up in knots and trying to decide how to respond. Early on, probably like a lot of folks, I would say, well, here's the other side of that. Turned out they weren't looking for the other side of that. So instead, I wrote this song. And it just sums up communication in the 2020s. called I'm Right and You're Wrong.
Well, I'm right and you're wrong. That's the name of this here song. This discussion's gone on way too long. I'm right and you're wrong. Well, they say there's two sides to every scrum. My side's right and your side's dumb. That's my general rule of thumb, because I'm right and you're wrong. You know, if I'm right and you're wrong, I guess this can't be a sing-along, because you'd sing I'm right and that'd be wrong, because I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong. That's the name of this here song. This talk, you're sure headstrong. I'm right and you're wrong. Now we can agree to disagree on things you're just too blind to see, else you just agree with me because I'm right and you're wrong. Please don't cloud the issue with facts. Let's just stick to personal attacks until there ain't no turning back, because I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong. That's the name of this here song. Civil discourse just don't belong. I'm right and you're wrong. What's that you say? Maybe we should listen. Maybe there's things we both been missing. Heck, we could wind up hugging and kissing if no one's right or wrong. No, this talking's gone on way too long. There ain't gonna be no brand new dawn, cause you're an idiot and I'm King Kong. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong. That's the name of this here song. It turns out all along I'm right and you's wrong. I'm right and you're wrong. That's the name of this here song. This whole thing's gone on way too long. I'm right and you're wrong. No, the world ain't flat, but it is oblong. I'm right and you're wrong. And you're ugly too.
Oh, yeah.
That seems reasonable. So this is a song that I wrote with my friend Alan Chapman. It's a cowboy love song, which means it turns out badly. You must not know that many cowboys, man. It's called Smoke of the Brandon Fire. Again, the G is silent. So.
I'm writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico.
Can you help me on this? Thank you. There are lots of reasons I love her, but that's one of them.
I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico, where the grass is getting greener, the Frio flows. I guess you gave up on me a long time ago. Well, I was standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. Now I know this cowboy life I lead never much appeal to you. There's something's needing doing, I might as well get to it. I heard you're getting married, guess this letter's overdue. But I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by string and wire. I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this danged old Brandon fire. Now the nights are getting warmer. The rain just yesterday. I'm starting 3 new colts this week. The best one is the bay. I wish yours a good life is what I mean to say, as I'm standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by stretching a wire. I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this dang old Brandon fire. I'm still standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by stretching wire. Lord, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this dang old Brandon fire. I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico.
Mighty fine, mighty fine.
Okay, there you go. All right, we will then. Could you hear us? Yeah. So what are you going to do? I'm going to do that Old Desperados that's down there. It's in C. Which one? Old Desperados. Oh, yeah. So the first song I did tonight, Ride the River, and that song about my therapy song about hours and miles away from home, I wrote with my friend Andy Renfrey, and we wrote this one too. I hadn't seen her in a few years because they'd moved to Nashville, and we met up in Austin in 2017 in September, not long after Guy Clark passed away, and he was a hero to both of us. And we wrote this song in his honor called Old Desperados.
Old desperados are like coal burning trains, echoes from the past, they ain't coming back again. It's sad to know that someday soon they'll fade away just like some old harvest moon. Old desperados, they're bulletproof. A couple of shots, they start telling you the truth. With a worn out guitar that cuts through the light, they lay down the lines, plain and simple, no alibi. Old desperados, they shake off the tears, order around a whiskey and beer, and raise a glass and toast to the ones who meant the most throughout the years, and then disappeared. Old desperados, they ride off to die. They just saddle up, tip their hats and wave goodbye. They find a high place out under the stars, and they pray that the universe sees the beauty beneath their scars. Oh, desperados, they shake off the tears, order around whiskey and beer, and raise a glass and toast to the ones who meant the most throughout the year. Oh, desperados, they shake off the tears, order up a round of some whiskey and beer, and they raise a glass and toast to the ones who meant the most throughout the year. Then they disappear.
You want one more or two more? Okay. Don't put that away. I think you're going to want it. I love Texas songwriters, and one of the great ones was Billy Joe Shaver. Man, that guy could write songs, and he was crazy. There's a long story that I won't really get into with you right now, but Billy Joe, actually, there's the saying, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. He actually set the legal precedent for that in Texas, that a guy brought a knife with intent to do Billy bodily harm. Well, Billy had a gun, and there you go. It was all over, except for the trial. And two of his character witnesses were Willie Nelson and Robert Duvall. You know, if I was ever on trial, I'd want them to come sit right behind me, you know. He got off. He wrote this song, and a lot of others. I think he would tune it.
Was a rainy, windy morning on the day that I was born on, in that old sharecropper's one-room country shack. They say my mama left me the same day that she had me. She hit the road, she never once looked back. I just thought that I would mention my grandma's old age pension is the reason that I'm lying here today. I got all my country learning, living in a journey, picking cotton, raising hell and baling hay. Well, I've been to Georgia on a fast train, honey. Wasn't born yesterday. Got a good Christian raising and a great education. Don't need y'all to treat me this way. I got this one. Well, my sweet Carolina, I don't think I'll ever find another woman put together like you are. With your wiggle in your walk and your big city talk, your brand new shiny Plymouth ragtop car. Well, hurry up and wait in this world of give and take. They say haste makes for waste every time. But I know that in my soul when I hear those angels call, better know I'm gonna get my share of mine. Cause I've been to Georgia on a fast train, honey. Wasn't born till yesterday. Got a good Christian raising and a great education. No need y'all to treat me this way. Here you go. To Georgia on a fast train, honey. Wasn't born yesterday. Got a good Christian raising and a great education. Don't need y'all to treat me this way. I got a good Christian raising, I got an A grade education. Ain't no calling y'all to treat me this way.
That was good. We should learn that. Well, I'm going to leave you with this one. I really want to thank all of you for coming out. Thank you very much. Give yourselves a hand for being here. Appreciate it so much. Much thanks to Society Hall. What a wonderful place. You guys are awful lucky. You know that. I'm sure you do. But it's great to have something like this. And big howdy and shout out to anybody on Facebook Live out there, if you're paying attention. Or if you're not, we don't know, so I guess it's okay. I always close my shows with this one. It's called Long May You Ride.
They say this is the last roundup. Boss is gonna call it quits. They added up the dollars on the bottom line, and they said it no longer made sense. What do you do when you're a cowboy, trapped in a time that you don't fit? Where do you go when there's no rope to throw and nobody's out riding fence? Long may you ride and hang on to your cowboy pride. We'll sing to your glory, may the West never die. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Who's gonna pass along the stories? Tell all those old cowboy tales. How can you shine a light on the cowboy way of life if you never even ridden a trail? Who's gonna hang on to their memories, cherish all the legends of the West? When nobody needs your dying breed, we'll still remember the best. So long may you ride and hang on to your cowboy pride. We'll sing to your glory, may the West never die. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride. Long may you ride.
Mr. Don Richmond.
Mr. Jim Jones. Thanks so much for coming out with us at Society Hall. Thanks so much for Jim for coming up from New Mexico and sharing his music with us. And
Thank you.
you know, we'll look forward to having you back next time around. You
Absolutely.
know, and we'll do it all again. So.
Or some different songs maybe next time. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you very much.
But anyway, thanks again for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you again here soon.